What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Destin Nights here on For Misery Gaming. We're here today, guys, to go over some advice and tips for Orbs and Crests from what I've learned so far on the global server. A lot of you Asia server players probably know a lot of this already, or may have more information on it. So if you guys do want to chime in the comment section down below, as always in all my videos, I appreciate the feedback. But anyway, we're going to hop into what you guys should be looking for, first of all, for Orbs and Crests. So let's first go to where you are going to be able to farm these, which is going to be in the Adventure tab during all the factions. So starting in the Hell difficulty, guys, you guys are going to be able to farm different orbs, and you guys will see the 4-star orbs are selected here. You will, if you get an orb drop, it will be either a 3 or 4-star orb. My recommendation, once you get to that Hell point, to where you can auto most of the stages pretty reliably, even if you can't auto the last final stage that can drop all 4 directions, you still probably don't want to keep your 3-star crests or orbs anymore, unless you don't have a lot of them and you think you need them for other maybe like 3 or 4-star units you're using for different modes, maybe like a PvP mode or Karos Trials or something like that. But once you get to the point where you can consistently farm, and I know global, we've only had Sylvis and Medina for bonus time, and probably a lot of you are farming on bonus time to get the extra gold drops. So I know a lot of you probably have an excess amount of bravery and vitality orbs in comparison to concentration or iron wall, which are the 4 main ones you guys will be using. I don't think really much people use punishment. But even if you can't do the last stage, guys, go for the direction you need at that time. So say if like Medina's out, and so let's go over to Medina real fast just so a better visual representation of it. So say Medina's out, you guys have like a 50% win rate against them in stage 9, but you are 100% or 90% win rate when you're auto farming against every other direction. So say you need the top left. So go farm the top left on Mondays. Then go to, the bottom or the top right. Go farm the top right on Tuesday. Then go to the bottom right, and then go to the bottom left. If you guys do not have a team composition that can handle the final boss, or if you just have been getting unlucky and you're getting multiple of the same direction, and say like you've gotten like 10 of every direction but bottom left, then obviously go farm bottom left for a night. You'll probably get at least 5 to 6 4-star drops, and that's how you guys want to do that. I still believe even when you do Nightmare, and for global we only have Sylvis Nightmare, and I am doing, obviously, farming on Nightmare because I can't auto it. But we obviously don't have the other stages, and we do have Sylvis active for our bonus time. So that is fine overall, to get those there. But definitely, guys, you guys want to be farming on Hell. If you guys are struggling a little bit on Hell, try to just do whatever ones you can. And even if you can only, like, for instance, do Sylvis or Medina or Inua or Jin, whatever your team comp is strong against, take advantage of getting the extra 4-stars, because you can do what we're going to do in the video now off of just one elemental type, and that way you have tons of orbs ready for when you guys pull those characters or equip those characters for that specific orb type. So another way you guys can get orbs is in the time shop. I don't ever recommend using this on gold, because it's just not worth it. Like, look at that, 42,000 for a 3-star orb. And it does have a set bonus. You are going to get a 2-set bonus, but if you guys look here, that's just the 4-set bonus and 2-set bonus of a 10 and 20% crit. But it shows right here there's no bonus substat. So you may get a bonus substat when you purchase it, but I would not take that risk. Farming the orbs is free, and you're getting gold while you're doing it. So definitely just take advantage of that, guys. But if you guys have lots of gold and you really want to blow it on something like that, you guys can. But I would not recommend it whatsoever. So let's go into our orbs, and let's go and see how we would want to attack this. So first of all, we are going to sort by this. And what you are going to do is you're going to look here. So you can see that some of the orbs I have bonus substats, and some of the orbs I have 1 substat. So things to look out for. If you find any orb that has a built-in skill cooldown reduction with, doesn't matter what the HP, attack, crit rate, or defense is, you want to keep that orb. Because worst case scenario, you can then get one of the bonus substats on that orb once you get it to a level 15 and have a 6% cooldown reduction on that. So that is one stat you definitely want to pay attention to. So let's go see what we have. We have a buff duration, we have defense, we have HP and attack, we have attack, crit damage reduction, buff duration, status activation at 3%. That's actually a really good orb there. Then we have a couple HP plus 3%, status activation, crit damage reduction, just to see if we perhaps have a cooldown reduction on any of these vitality orbs. Status resistance, more defense, crit reduction, which is one of the worst status elements actually. Status resistance, buff duration. Buff duration can be pretty useful too. There's another buff duration. And you'll just get more and more of these guys as you continue to progress in the game, every day farming, you know, whatever levels you're farming, status activation again. So I'm not, it doesn't look like I've yet to get a cooldown reduction yet, yeah. And it doesn't look like we've gotten one yet. And I don't have nearly as many bravery orbs, so if I didn't get on vitality, I would assume I don't have it on bravery. That'd be really weird if I had a bravery one though. Oh wait, oh no, crit damage. I was like, was it there? Alright, so no, we do not have that. But we did have, where was it? There was one that was really good that we did see, I think it was status activation at 3%, I believe. And we can start with that, and we'll kind of go through the process of that. So crit is good, regular critical attack, like there was a 4% crit, that's pretty good. That's a good one to invest in. But like I said, so here is, if we can find what we're looking for. It was pretty far up though, wasn't it? Status resistance. Come on, where is it at? Crit damage reduction. Can we actually sort by... that's step bonus, that's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help. Okay, it brought me back to the top though, so that's good. Because it was near the top, I believe. Buff duration. Here we go. So status activation plus 3% and attack plus 18. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go into this orb and we're gonna enhance. So this is just a kind of a algorithm you guys want to do, is go to auto enhance and only go to level 6. Because if you get 2 really trash substats, you can just throw away the orb, or if you want to save it for like a level 3 or a 3-star unit or a 4-star unit, you know, that's fine, but you really don't want to invest too much in it. This one I probably will keep because it does have status activation plus 3%, so I can use this on something like Tianjin or on Mustang to help out with their status activation. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're going to see what we get. Obviously, anything buff duration, that's okay. So this would be actually a pretty cool orb for Tianjin, getting his buff duration more. All right, and a crit damage reduction. So crit damage reaction is trash. So I will say this orb for the process, just because it does have that that status activation. But let's go to one that doesn't have any subset. That's just a regular orb. So let's go into, and let's do one that's not a percentage. So let's go into like... I want to do like just a flat number, one that's pretty trashy. HP plus 3%, 11, 10.5. Let's just do it. We have tons of 10.5, so let's just go ahead and do that. So let's go into 10.5. We're going to enhance. We're going to auto. We're going to go to 6. And then we're going to let it do its thing one more time. And then we're going to see if we get anything good. Defense plus 1%. Not really what we're looking for. Crit damage plus 2%. It's decent, but it's not what I'm wanting, so I'm going to sell it, and then we're going to move on. And this is what you guys can keep doing, and that way you're not going so negative in gold too. If you're trying to really just get to start off with something with skill cooldown or status activation, something like that, that's a good way to do this. So that way you're not having to continuously hunt and refarm orbs, up to 15 again. Is to just keep doing this process. That way, you can simply see what you're going to get. So crit damage reduction, terrible skill. So this, unless we get a skill cooldown on level 6, so no. So that is a garbage orb. So we're going to go and get rid of that, and we're going to move on to the next one. So this is not that great of an orb. 2 flat numbers, even though it has 2. numbers, the defense is so low. That is a very, very bad orb. So let's go into this one. Let's see if we can get a skill cooldown on one of these. Defense plus 32. And let's just verify also that you can in fact get, yep, you can get skill cooldown reduction 1 to 3%. So we are going to go ahead and sell this orb as well. And then you're just going to keep doing this, guys, for whenever you really need some orbs that you really want to work on. You know, definitely start off with like things like this that are your really trashy orbs, just to get rid of them if you're not lucky and you don't get that skill cooldown reduction substat early. Because then you could potentially get 2 skill cooldown cool reductions, for instance. You know, if you get 1 early, and then you can change one with your substat with your rubies and your scrolls. So debuff duration plus 2%. So nope, that's trash too. We're gonna get rid of that. And then you're just gonna keep doing this over and over, going through all your stuff and then seeing what you can make. And then that's gonna be the best way to start off strong with orbs and crests. Crests is a lot more tricky because crests are very hard to obtain. So I would say any 3 or 4-star crest that you guys get, I would probably keep at least this point in our global game until you really have a lot of access to a lot of 4-star crests, especially grit crests, because having a set of those increases your cooldown by 10%. So you definitely want to be cognizant of that. That one we're not going to keep as well. But you guys see here, I've already done like 6 crests, and I've only gotten negative like maybe like 40k gold. So I am recouping, you know, I'm recouping 1200 each time I'm selling one of these orbs. So that is pretty much going to be the video. That's kind of what I wanted to go over, is just how you guys can most effectively use your orbs. And keep in mind, if they're like, if you have status activation and like a high HP percentage stat, like 10 or 9% or 11%, you probably want to keep it just for other applications you could use, even if you don't use it on like one of your main 5-star teams. Like I said, something with like Tianjin or Mustang or other units that rely on a lot of status activation to pull off their skills. That's really useful in different modes, like Giants or maybe Faction Boss, things like that. So just don't like go out and sell it if it's got a really good like ability like that, just because it didn't roll well on substats, because you still can't guarantee if you have enough rubies or scrolls to get at least one substat of perfect that you do want for that. So, but thank you guys so much for checking out the video today. If this guide was helpful for you guys to kind of explain what you guys should be kind of going in for once you guys get to the, you know, later stages that we have in global right now, of what you're able to do for farming, of how you can effectively farm and effectively use your gold in certain scenarios. So, but if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you guys follow the boy and like the video. Comment down below how you guys have been doing with farming your orbs and crests and where you guys are at your stage in the game. But thank you guys so much once again for the continued support, and we'll see you guys in the next Destiny Nights video. Later, guys.